Pokémon Sword and Shield. Let's just cut to the chase. After all the Dexit drama and controversy, I decided to hold off on getting Shield until I could find it used for a relatively low price. And lo and behold, earlier this year, which is 2022 if you're wondering, I did! Now, I've completed the main story and most of the DLCs, and I can confidently say that this is not the worst game ever made. Just to set your expectations, this video will be less like a review and more like a collection of my opinions in no particular order. First of all, I decided to get Shield from before the games were even released because it has Galarian Ponyta, but in the final game I barely ended up using it. Why do you not learn Play Rough by Level Up? It took me ages to find the TC, and if you're wondering, my favourite of the new Pokemon is Galarian Slowbro because it has an arm cannon, and that's awesome. But onto the structure of the game itself. People criticise modern Pokemon games having too many tutorials, but I think the first rival battle does a good job at teaching players about type effectiveness if they've never played a Pokemon game before. For the first 5 generations, the first battle consisted of you and your rival whacking each other with normal type moves until one of them died, which isn't very exciting. In Generation 6 they changed it so the starters knew stab moves at level 5, but Sword and Shield goes back to them only knowing normal type moves when you get them. However, once you defeat Hop's Wooloo, your starter gains enough experience to go to the next level and learn its stab move, which is super effective against his starter. On the other hand, the capture tutorial kind of sucks. Leon throws a Pokeball at full health and doesn't even mention that you have to weaken the target. The opposite gender player character caught the Bidoof in the Green and Diamond and Pearl too, but at least they acknowledge that you should probably lower a Pokemon's health more. And speaking of catching Pokemon, the wild area has such a huge variety of Pokemon so early on in the game that in order to vary up my playthrough a bit, I decided to use a different team for every gym battle. I like how since Gen 7, Pokemon has started to put an emphasis on world building. The locations look less blocky and more like believable places that you could actually visit. In fact, the locations in Galar look so good that I wish they were real so I could visit them. My personal favourite is Hulbury because of the cobblestones and seaside. I found Spikemuth disappointing though because it's just a corridor. What is this, The Legend of Spyro? Honestly, one of my favourite parts about actually playing the game is the wild area. I love just cycling around, collecting watts, fighting max raid battles, finding berries and hidden items along the way. Although since a lot of those hidden items are valuable selling ones, it is ridiculously easy to get showered with money. And I liked camping as well, it was cute, and I especially liked the curry minigame. It actually made me hungry for curry when I first did it, but unfortunately all the curries in this game use pilau rice, which I don't like. And I love the rival characters. I'm not normally into sports stories, but the characters and their varied motivations made it compelling. I really like Bede. He has a lot of development, and the cutscene where Opal meets him is hilarious. And speaking of things related to Bede, Star One Side has my favourite music track in the games. It gives me Alola vibes to the point where I used to think it was from an Alola game when I heard people use it in YouTube videos. I love woodwind instruments. And speaking of sound, sometimes I noticed that when I sent a Pokemon out in battle, after it's cried there'd be a murmuring sound. And also flying Pokemon are accompanied by a flapping sound effect in battle. It's a nice touch, but it gets really annoying really quickly. Overall, I don't regret playing Pokémon Shield. It's not gonna blow your mind or anything, but I really think the hate this game gets is overblown. If you want to talk to me about anything really, consider joining my Discord. If you want to support me as a content creator, consider donating to my Ko-Fi. Links to both in the description. Until next time, stay interesting!